Hello, my name's Russ Simon, and I'm a health and wellness coach helping men 40 and older to reclaim their strength, their stamina, their energy, their clarity, and their confidence. And today we're talking about change and how you can do that. Before we jump in, let me just tell you I host my community on Skool, a learning platform where I've got a community called Stronger Over 40. So I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video, in the bio if you're on social media, or in the description of this video, the content going with it, wherever you can find that. But just to let you know, I turned 49 this month, and so I'm doing 49 days of free access to my community, the content and the coaching, the calls that go with it. And that's until December 1st of 2025. So hopefully you're seeing this video around that time and you can jump in. And remember, Skool is always more fun with friends. So while you're jumping in for free, make sure you bring a friend. Do your friend a favor, bring them along. You know they need to make some of those changes as well. And as we jump into that, just a little review from where we've been. Yesterday we talked about, is your mindset to run away from the fire or run towards the gold? Either way, this community is set up to help you if you're ready to run away from the pain that you're experiencing, whether that's in your A1C, in your joints, in your clarity, whatever the pain is that you're ready to run away from in your life. If you're ready, let's start running. Or if you want to run towards the gold, what are the goals and the gold that you want in your life to have that greater strength, stamina, energy, clarity, and confidence? You want to bring that sexy back into your life. So as you think about it, is your mentality to run away from the things that you don't want in your life anymore, or towards the things that you do? I just want to make sure I'm speaking to both audiences here as we get going. Because as we get going with change, here's what I want you to know. This is going to be part one of two or three videos. You don't need extra time. You need better integration, right? That's what's really happening is, if it were just up to willpower alone, well, you would have done this a long time ago and you'd still be doing it right now. But you're not. And so I'm just going to call it out. Like, it's not more time that you need, it's just better integration. And one of the reasons I can call that out is, as an entrepreneur, I'm in the midst of building two businesses. One is Leadership Solutions. You can see, whoops, behind me here, I've got leadership that I help train. I do executive coaching, leadership training, organizational speaking, as well as this coaching business when it comes to men's health, because it's something I've always been passionate about. In fact, I've got a bachelor's degree in health and wellness and in a master's degree in educational psychology. So I bring those both together to bring both the best practices and the best way to teach, the best way to implement those practices. And so it's all about integration at this point. And again, if you're not doing it, that's why I'm here. That's why the community's here. And that's why the content is here to help you. In fact, let's just jump into this because, and again, I like to show you around my studio here and how I like to use it so that you can see what that coaching experience is like. So if you're like, okay, I like this guy, I think he's got what I need, I like what his community has, I like the content, then hey, this is your tribe. Come join. And again, it's free. So let's talk about change a little bit. Maybe you're familiar with a marshmallow test, happened over 50 years ago, where marshmallows were put in front of children and they were asked to sit there for a certain amount of time. I think it was like 15 minutes. If they didn't touch that marshmallow, well, if they didn't eat it, they could have another marshmallow. And some interesting results happened as they followed these youth throughout their lives to see the results. Now, when they were looking at that, really what they were looking at was just what we would call willpower. They were asked to not do something with a tempting treat in front of them. And for those who had the willpower to succeed, we were able to see some results down the road. One of the things that wasn't taken into consideration in that study was willpower versus skill power, or the will versus the skill, because they are two crucial elements that are needed for real and sustained change. And so one of the reasons that, if you've started and stopped and started and stopped, or you feel stuck right now and you start and you just seem to false start every single time, one of the reasons that those changes are not happening is because there's actually six essential components for guaranteed change. And today I want to guarantee you change, that if you come to this community and you do what I call the work, just, we're just going to call it that, the work, you do the work, it will work. And that is a guarantee, not only because of what we've got here that I can help you out with, but because we've implemented every single part of this 6 components of change. Now, lest you should think this is just Russ Simon and his talking. If you're familiar with Crucial Conversations, the same company, Crucial Learning, did the book Change Anything. That's where this is coming from. And if you're a leader, this is what we use for leaders. It's essentially the same thing, but for influencing others. So this is for the subtitle is The New Science of Personal Success. So that's for you. And then this one is influence, this influencer, that would be the leader, the new science of leading change. So when I want to help other people change. So I use both of these in my personal and professional life, and I use it right here in coaching. So the model is essentially the same. It's just our approach is a little bit different. So I approach it from the leader aspect. You approach it from the user aspect here of change anything. And we're going to use, again, 2 or 3 videos to talk about this so it doesn't get too long. But here's what I really want you to think about. When it comes to the willpower, we're talking about motivation. That's the word that we usually use here. And when it comes to the skill, we're talking about ability, or I'll call it the skill power, right? So we got motivation, ability, willpower versus skill power. And a lot of those youth in that one, what they were looking at is the I want to. I want to get 2 marshmallows, and so I'm motivated to not eat this marshmallow. Well, within the Stronger Over 40 Club, what we've got here to help you out is one of the 5 daily practices or habits that we're going to incorporate in your life. Here are the 5. In fact, it's recovery, focusing on your sleep, first of all, hydration, getting you energy in your body and get you flowing again, mindfulness, that's what I'm going to come back to in just a second, your movement, so daily movement all throughout the day, and nutrition to give you the right fuel and not just food. So this is when it comes to our willpower and our skill power, the motivation ability, the first parts of these components start with the personal. So I'm going to fill that in. Okay, so we've got these personal aspects, and that's as far as we're going to go today as is to look at these. And those children, they wanted to do that. Now, you've wanted to do you've wanted to change. I imagine if you're still listening, you're like, yeah, I wanted to. For some reason, I just don't stick to it, or I keep getting stuck. And that's where we are going to go back into the mindset and really help you identify who that person is that you really want to be and make that future person now and claim that identity and really live into it every single day and let those decisions that come from the other 4 be motivated by that identity and aligned with it. So that's one of the things we hit really hard in this is mindfulness. Get your mind set so that you are ready to go and you don't just want to. That's going to be helpful. You're going to make those decisions. But what about the skill set? So as we look at number 2 here, it's the can do. Can I do it? And so to help you out with that, we've got within Skool a classroom. It's a learning platform, and there's a classroom with content in there so that you can do it. So those are usually the questions that people are asking themselves when they're considering like joining something, buying something. It's, can I do it? Can I do it now? And does it have what I need to be able to do it? And that's what I want to show you today. And as we continue on the next couple videos, is if you want to, you can, because all of the resources are there to help teach you about these 5 daily habits, help you incorporate those daily habits, and even give you ways to be able to do it. So we're going to look at these others in just a moment, but I want you to think about yourself again and come back to this statement. You don't need extra time. You need better integration. Again, as I'm building 2 businesses right now, it is 11:26 p.m. Saturday night. I'm going to be doing a couple videos tonight because I I honor my Sabbath day and I want to spend it worshiping God and not creating content. And so I'm going to create another video and get that all ready to go as well. And so that means I have limited time. That's just where I end up here, but I'm committed. And so it's my integration, it's my process, it's the system that I have in place. And that's the great thing about this community, this Stronger Over 40 Club, is we've got the community there to help you. You've got a coach there to help you. That's me. And you've got the content there to help you. Those 3 C's for successful change to help you with each of these components. So come back, watch the next video. Let's figure out what are these other 2 parts and what does what do I have within that's built within Skool to be able to help you, to help yourself so you can be happy, you can be healthy, you can feel alive again, and you can not just have the longevity, but you can have the lifestyle that goes with it. Again, remember, Skool is more fun with friends. So as you jump on in, make sure you send the link to a friend and tell them, hey, let's jump on in here together, and you'll see how that actually helps you with these other four as well. All right, my friends, until next time, here's the challenge I want you to think about. When have you not succeeded because of the trap of willpower without skill power? Like you had the want, you had the desire, you had the motivation, but you didn't really have the ability. You didn't have the skill power to go with it. When did that fail you? And when have you been successful when you've had both on the personal side of things? You had the willpower and the skill power. And because you did, you were able to do it. Again, those kids with the marshmallows, that experiment was repeated later with a new group of children, and in that one, those children were taught skills that could help them to be distracted and distance themselves from the temptation. So as they began to get tempted by the marshmallow within that 15 minutes, they drew upon the skills that they had to distract themselves and to distance themselves from the temptation so that they wouldn't lose the willpower and fall prey to it. You know, that's usually what's happening to us. By 5 p.m., we've worked a long day, and rather than hitting the gym or eating the thing we should, what we end up doing is probably hitting the couch and eating the thing we shouldn't. It's just what our body's craving at that point because we're low on energy and it says, I need quick energy. Well, we're going to teach you how to get that. Now, really quickly, if you're still around, you're wondering, okay, what's the Skool thing? I'm going to do a quick screen share for you so that you can see that. And those that are familiar, you know, you could just jump off right here and I'll see you next time. Okay, but for those who are not familiar, here's what we're looking at with Skool. When you jump in, you're going to see my About page. It'll essentially tell you some of the same things I did right here. And instead of seeing settings, you're going to see a spot where you can join for free right now until December 1st. When you do that, you'll have access to these other tabs at the top, like the community, where you'll be able to come in and post, and you'll have access to the classroom where you'll be able to engage with the content. The energy launch, that's where you're going to start right there. And when you get into the energy launch, there's 7 days, no matter what day that you're coming in, you can do this. And it's going to prompt you on what to do to get started with something on each of those 5 different habits that we want to incorporate in our lives. You're going to see a calendar with calls that you can jump on throughout the month. And then we've even, well, I'll come back to the leaderboard later, but um, oh, what do I want to show here? Oh, within the classroom as well, you'll be able to see the 49 days of wellness. And so yesterday was the pain or the prize, if you didn't see that one. So you can just come in, see all of those different videos starting on day one, little quick takeaways. You can see the board that goes with it, and you don't miss anything. In fact, you get everything. And guess what? It's free. It's there for you. Can you do this? Yes. Can you do it now? Yes. Do you have what you need to be able to do it? Yes, you've got it. So, again, whether you are running away from the burning building of pain that you've got or running towards the gold of the goals that you've got in your life, we've got you set up here, and I want to invite you to join us. So, again, over the next 24 hours, we're looking at just consider when did you not get it done because you only had willpower? When did you get it done because you had the skill power to go with it? And how can communities, like how can this community specifically help you to be able to get to the gold that you are seeking in your life or get away from the pain that you're trying to get out of, but you just feel stuck right now? Okay, as I said, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.